So these are the different steps generally I'm going to explain you, especially when we are working on data related projects as a business analyst. Because understanding over the business requirements and all everything were anyway known. Apart from that, even being a BA, when we are working on data related projects, underline this point. So we must be performing some data analysis also because using Excel, Python. So having some knowledge over these tools are addition will become an additional advantage, even SQL, etc., and all that. So I'm going to explain you what are the detailed steps that are there in data analysis as a business analyst we are performing. The first stage about the data collection, this is what the first step is all about. Because when it comes to the data collection, here we try to understand about gathering of customer complaint records and all everything from any CRM system. So for this, what I'm going to take, I've just taken one example. Let me show you an example here. So this is an example that I have taken. Use case is an example I have taken. A particular business scenario for a company, an insurance company is facing some high volume of customer complaints. This is the business scenario. So now the major objective here is to identify what are the possible root causes and what kind of solutions that are to be provided to improve the satisfaction. This is the context. Do remember, this is not business requirement point of view. This is data analysis point of view as a BA when we are working. So insurance company is facing some high volume of customer complaints. So that how we have identified the root causes and what proposed solutions that we are providing is something that we are discussing here. Now, the first step about the data collection step, as I told you, here we need to gather the customer complaint records from because normally we maintain different CRM systems. Assume that we are using some Salesforce as a CRM and supporting system. We have to gather some customer complaint records and all first. Now, as a business analyst, what we have to do, we have to initiate and collaborate with the IT and operations team so that we have to extract the relevant data because there are different complaints that we receive from the customer in different means. Maybe policy creation, maybe the problem could be that, or it can be relating to claim related stuff, right? It can be of anything. So we have to extract the relevant data, whatever is needed based upon the interaction we had with the IT and operations team is something that we do. This is what generally we call it as stakeholder interaction, stakeholder engagement in context to the internal stakeholders I'm referring to. Internal stakeholders, nothing but the IT team, operations team, all that. External stakeholders means business owner, project sponsor, and all that. So requirement gathering will be done by them with them. Okay. But when it comes to here and all, we are gathering the requirements from the data point of view. So data collection is the first step that we do it. Next, cleaning of data. Cleaning of data means if there is any duplicate claim, duplicate complaints that we have received, etc., everything has to be removed in this. That's what generally the process called data cleaning. So we have to remove the duplicates, right? So at the same time, we have to standardize the complaint categories, right? So what are the different categories, the complaint categories that we have received and all, right? So that we have to standardize it. Next, we need to validate the missing values because if any, right? So if there is any kind of missing values that were identified, that we have to validate the missing values also. So when it comes to the data cleaning is concerned, especially from the data analysis point of view, this is something that we do. So for this, you must be asking like where as a BA that we do. So for this reason only, as a business analyst, we need to define the rules because this is what generally we call it as business rules, we call it as project rules or business rules that we have to define. So you need to define the business rules, especially for data preparation and as less whatever the data that we are managing. So in order to maintain the quality of data followed by data preparation and all, we need to define the rules here. That's where generally data cleaning, this is the second step. The third step about data analysis. Here we need to perform the root cause analysis because already the scenario I told you, right? So we need to identify the root cause here. What could be the problem and where the problem has existed. So we need to perform the root cause analysis. For root cause analysis, we have a technique called fishbone diagram. We use it. I will show you in coming sessions. But anyway, fishbone diagram I have created for some engineering example. I think in the previous sessions I have forwarded, I have posted one of the video relating to engineering example I've taken, right? Engineering and manufacturing. There I have explained you about the root cause analysis, right? So if you have time, right, so you can go through that. But anyway, root cause analysis, how this can be performed will be in the next video. So we need to perform the root cause analysis and all. So for the maximum problems, whatever are we using and all, so that there are different key performance indicators as I told you, right? KPIs are there. At the same time, what are the different charts, using the charts and all everything. So we need to do the data analysis. So for that, being a BA, what we have to do, we have different tools. We have Excel, we have even to do this data analysis. Excel is the basic tool that we are using for a very long time. At the same time, we have some business intelligence tools also, so that we can identify any kind of complaint drivers, etc., everything as a BA. Next one about the insights generation. Insights generation means we need to highlight the trends. For example, the customer complaints may be relating to the claim processing time it is taking, right? So it could be a major cause. So you need to highlight what could be the possible trends. Assume that the claim lifecycle process itself should be completed within 60 days of time. For example, okay, it is taking more than that. So customer have got a query relating to the claim delay purpose, all that. So highlightation of trends, etc., everything will becomes under the insight generations and all. So once we have identified these trends and all, that has to be documented, and we need to identify what could be the possible business impacts. That's where as a BA we have to perform under the insights generation. Last but not least, recommendation is the last step, where we have to suggest the process automation and as well as resource allocation for this recommendation. So for that, what are the different findings we have? At the same time, whatever the findings that we have identified, that can be presented through dashboards and reports to the stakeholders. This is as a BA that we have to support for a particular use case example as I've taken. Uh, from data analysis point of view, this is something as a BA we have to do apart from requirement gathering, apart from documentation, from the business problem point of view. This is from the data point of view, because the data will be the focus, right? So we have to take the sample data and we have to do it. Having knowledge over Python or R programming will be an additional advantage. I don't say which is mandatory in all the levels, but some kind of SQL and Excel will becoming important. Even BI tools and all, everything were important.